boxing doctor in the house. We're just gonna talk about heavyweight showdown. Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz, the fight that took place on September 4th. Things that we've seen in the fight, and the winner, which was Andy Ruiz.
Unanimous decision.
Yes, unanimous decision. What's gonna happen moving forward?
Well, first of all, Engineer Nawaf in the house, thank you for having me, Ali. Let's talk about the fight before we talk about what are the steps forward. I mean, that was a ridiculous fight in terms of knockdowns, 3 knockdowns by Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. He knocked him down quite a few times. Yani, in the second round with a short right hand, and then in the seventh round with a long straight hand. And Luis Ortiz showed his age for the first time in a very, very, very long time. And honest to God, it was quite an entertaining fight. We're looking at a Cuban legend who really put on a great show, who still looked in great shape. And then you have Andy Ruiz, the guy who upsetted Anthony Joshua and knocked him down 4 times and stopped him at one point. So he is a formidable opponent who can take a punch, come back and knock you out. That's Andy Ruiz. Now, the steps forward, I would say, is because it's a WBC eliminator for the heavyweight championship of the world, the winner would obviously face the winner of Robert Helenius versus Deontay Wilder.
That's right, yes.
What do you expect from that?
Well, this is boxing. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Wilder looks leaner. He's not that bulk. I've seen his recent videos.
In comparison to the Tyson Fury fight, the third one, he was really bulky then.
He leaned down, and he looks like his footwork is
shredded,
and he's moving around the ring, and he's throwing combinations much quicker.
I really like that.
Yeah, and that's what makes him more successful as a fighter.
Yeah. So Malik Scott is really working it, huh?
The Malik Scott, but he's working with another coach as well. I forgot his name. He's working with another guy.
The one from New York, I would imagine.
No. I forgot his name, but he's working with a new coach.
Okay.
And Malik Scott, I believe he's still
definitely working within his camp.
Yeah. But he also brought in another guy that is helping Deontay Wilder. What I wanted to talk about also is Andy Ruiz being the winner. Where does Luis Ortiz go? I think he's not done. He's still got a lot to give. Okay?
I would respectfully disagree, because I mean he's at a high level within those heavyweights.
Yeah.
But the punishment that I saw him take.
Yeah.
And the lack of stamina.
Yeah.
Due to his age of, I believe, 46, if I'm not mistaken. And, sometimes Cuban government could actually lie about your age. You could be much more older than that. I think it's time to put up the gloves.
Well, look, we seen Derek Chisora losing, and we said, oh, that's the end of Derek
but that's a much younger fight.
Yes. But I would love to see Derek Chisora
versus Luis Ortiz.
Yes, and
that's a dangerous fight.
Yeah. Why I'm saying this is we keep seeing, Derek Chisora in fights, and he loses. And then his recent fight, he came back.
And when he beat Kubrat Pulev.
Yes.
On a split decision.
But with the fight with Luis Ortiz.
That's fireworks.
That's
fireworks.
That's gonna be such a great fight.
Because Derek only knows one way to fight.
Yes.
He's gonna come at you, and Luis Ortiz is a southpaw.
Yeah.
Very crafty and strong. This is going to be a extraordinary fight. Here's another thing I'd like to mention about Deontay Wilder. A shredded Deontay Wilder can go 12 rounds in comparison of the third fight against Tyson Fury. So take that into consideration as well.
Now the winner of
Helenius and Wilder
should be fighting Andy Ruiz.
That's the way the eliminator is supposed to work, but nothing goes as planned.
Yes, exactly.
In the heavyweight championship.
A lot of people, I read in different places and spoke to different people. People have so many expectations for Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
But what they don't understand is, style make fights. And
Certainly.
Also, I don't know what they're expecting these guys to be Superman overnight, Then they can't change overnight. A guy like Tyson Fury, on the other hand, we've seen him since his comeback. He's displaying different kind of skill level.
And he knows how to adjust.
Yes, adjust.
Yeah.
So whether it's weight issue, whether it's, footwork and combination.
Well, I'll say this about Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is known for his hand speed, his chin, his ability to go 12 rounds, even if he is overweight. This is why he's such a special fighter. But if he's going to go against the winner, and let's just fantasize about this and say that Deontay Wilder knocks out Robert Helenius.
Yeah.
Faces Andy Ruiz without any type of contractual issues or any type of mandatory issues, and he's going to face based on the eliminators hierarchy, you could say. Can Andy take Deontay's power? And by the way, this is a much slimmer Ruiz in comparison to when he faced Anthony Joshua.
And the thing is also Wilder's footwork is not like the traditional boxer's footwork. It's awkward. Very awkward.
His feet follow his punch. I've never seen. I mean, he just throws and just goes with it.
Yes, that's right. So I would say a skillful boxer like Andy Ruiz who has a lot of head movement. And another thing is, yes, we know Deontay Wilder who already defeated Luis Ortiz
twice.
And we're not taking anything away from Deontay Wilder. He's I wouldn't say a phenomenal boxer. A person boxing is 80% heart.
Heart and power.
Heart and power. Yeah. But there's certain things about boxing. They say, if you have great footwork, and not a good boxer, and you become from a B fighter, you become a B plus fighter when you got the footwork. And I think in terms of Deontay Wilder, he started boxing at the age of 19.
Yeah.
And and what he has accomplished in boxing is phenomenal. What I gotta say is his heart. I think it gives him what he doesn't have, and it might not look the best, but it gives him what he doesn't have. He lacks.
His heart. His will. And the way that he believes in himself really compensates for a lot of things that you could imagine that he would lack in terms of fundamentals. But the thing that I really loved about him is that the type of heart that he showed in that third fight against Tyson Fury, he kept on coming back until he was, out.
Yeah.
And you got to give it to him. He lost the fight, but he never gave up.
Yeah, and I say it's called prize fighting. So what he was doing, he's trying to be the best, and it's not the end of, I believe,
in that case,
Wilder. He's still one of the top fighters.
I wouldn't just call him a prize fighter. I'd call him a pride fighter.
Exactly.
Because he has a lot of pride.
And seeing Andy Ruiz with Deontay Wilder would be something amazing, because like this fight with Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz was a unique fight because both guys are very skillful.
True.
Yeah, both guys are very skillful. Sometimes when you have two guys who are such skillful boxer, the fight turns out to be a little bit boring because they avoid each other. They're doing a lot of slipping.
They understand distances. They understand the dangers and the danger zones and what to expect in terms of a counter. But at one point, it's going to get into a brawl. Mm-hmm. But I have to say this about Andy. Andy has hand speed.
Yes.
With that hand speed comes really good combination. We've seen it against Josh.
Yes. And I'm just I'm eager to see Luis Ortiz. If that fight takes place with Wilder, the head movements.
A third fight?
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm talking about
Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz with Wilder, the head movement of Andy Ruiz. How that is gonna take place? What's gonna happen?
Forget about how Andy looks. Andy looks good today.
Yeah.
But Andy has great head movement and great counter effect and great combination hand speed. This is not something easy to deal with.
Yeah.
But the real question is, when he fights on the inside, which I would expect him to because of the long range of Deontay Wilder, can he take the power?
Yeah.
That's a question that can only be answered when they're both in the ring.
I believe a guy like Andy Ruiz, if he can deal with Luis Ortiz's power,
he can handle Deontay
Wilder power. But how long can you deal with it? Not maybe 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds.
If he can take one punch, I don't think he can take the second.
Yeah.
Especially a straight right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, boxing is heating up, man. We're getting one of the best fights.
I agree.
The pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And I think the wave of aftermath of the pandemic is good. It's a blessing. We're getting all these
wonderful gifts.
Wonderful gifts. It's just like it's a blessing. We're getting all these great fights that is happening.
Yep.
I never heard of never happened in years. good boxing matches is taking place. Now we're just hearing one after another.
I mean, you could actually say that this could be the reliving of the legendary fights that happened throughout all weight classes from the 70s to the 80s to the beginning of the 90s. That that was a great era, and I hope that particular era is reignited again in our world today. That would be fantastic.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think Andy Ruiz, what's his chances of beating Wilder? What do you think?
I think with the great head movement, I think with the great hand speed, I think with the understanding of angles and his stamina, I think if he can smother from the inside, if he can smother Deontay Wilder, he has a great chance of beating him.
Now I have a different perspective in this fight if it takes place, because a guy like Andy Ruiz, he has that, similar pocket fighting like Mike Tyson, go inside through a combination, right?
That's why I'm rooting for him on the inside.
But look, there's only one Mike Tyson. So that inside style fighting, if you're able to do it, it's very difficult. But at the same time, yes, Andy Ruiz does it really good when it comes to combinations.
Yeah,
sure.
But FYI, and I'm pretty sure you know these two fighters. Mike actually learned the peekaboo style that everybody knows him for from Floyd Patterson, as well as Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
All right. Andy, he has a chance in terms of fighting on the inside, and why do I feel good about it is because Deontay does not know how to fight on the inside. I've never seen him hook on the inside. I've never seen him give a particular uppercut on the inside. I've seen him against the ropes and bending the ropes against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is charging in and just bam, hitting with a straight right. But that was from the outside going in.
But what I wanted to say is Mike Tyson, he's a solid fighter. If you look at his body, because a boxer fights according to his body type. If you're tall, you control the distance with your reach. If you have a wide body, you got to do head movements. If you're short, it depends on your circumstances of how you are. Andy Ruiz is not really, his body is not, even though he's stocky, but his body is it's very awkward kind of body. His muscle mass is not like a Mike Tyson muscle mass.
I do agree.
So because if you punch him, his body is like his stomach is moving around. You know what I'm saying?
Why am I mentioning Joe Frazier and Floyd Patterson?
Two reasons. Yeah.
2 reasons. Mm-hmm. One, Floyd Patterson was actually trained by Customata, who trained Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. 2, Joe Frazier and Floyd Patterson adapted a style that Mike did that I believe Joe Frazier actually picked up on from Customata, from Floyd Patterson.
That's true, yes.
Which I believe, because of his body type...
I don't know about the Floyd Patterson part, but I heard Tyson's style was... Customata picked it up from Jack Dempsey and Joe Frazier, as you guys mentioned.
Well, listen, I mean, Joe Frazier had Yank Durham and Eddie Futch, but Joe Frazier took a lot from Floyd Patterson, who was actually managed and coached by Customata. So the movement, if you watch Floyd, when he was actually winning the heavyweight title, and how he actually bobs and weaves and jumps with that left hook, it's extremely similar to what Mike does. I'm not saying that Andy is Mike. That's not what I'm saying. No. I'm saying because this style can be adopted in certain features.
That's right.
Andy can actually use that to his advantage.
But also, I believe, because of his body type is not purely like Tyson, he's still got to do a little bit of movement. If he keeps charging Wilder, he's going to get caught.
No. I'm talking about movement, as you mentioned, but up, down, peekaboo, up, down,
do
left,
that.
right, pivot.
What I'm saying is also doing all that. Within that, he has to have footwork that takes him away from the opponent. Throw a combination.
And then pivot.
Pivot or use an angle and move a little different direction, because if you stay in his face, if you're fighting like Tyson, charging, somehow you're going to get caught with Wilder's punch.
But you still have to be under and in. Would you agree? To stay away from a straight.
No, of course that comes with the that comes with the territory. He has to, when he's in action, he's fighting. He has to do what he has to do.
I would agree. Because Deontay, have you noticed how he knocks out people in particular? It's always at a distance, especially people who are as tall or taller than him.
That's true. Yes. That was we're just talking about Andy Ruiz. his future fights. So
Exactly.
if it's not Wilder, if it's Hellenius, that's another fight.
Or maybe the WBC is gonna shock us. Who knows?
Yeah. So we're just happy to see Andy Ruiz back in track.
I would love to see Andy Ruiz keep fighting.
Yes, absolutely.
He's fun to watch.
I got the opportunity to meet Andy Ruiz when he fought here in Diriyah. I met his father, his uncle. They're all nice people.
Solid guys.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.